Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to put the iPhone 12 Pro Max against the OnePlus 9 Pro in a gaming comparison. So let's get into it. While we look at the displays, I feel that a gaming comparison is really important because it focuses on the screen, performance, speakers, as well as the battery life. And once they are benchmarked, you will know which phone to go for. To start with, let's talk about the OnePlus 9 Pro's display. It is a fluid to AMOLED display at 120Hz with a Quad HD Plus resolution. The refresh rate here is a smart 120Hz and not a fixed one, but that's fine. It displays 1 billion colors with a peak brightness of 1300 nits, and it has got a feature which takes the display from 0Hz to 120Hz automatically. OnePlus has baked in a lot of features in this display, like the Hyper Touch feature, which takes and increases the response rate while gaming, along with vibrant color effect, motion graphics smoothing, as well as ultra high video resolution. These help with external apps like YouTube and Instagram, basically increasing the resolution of, say, Instagram, adding a couple of frames to YouTube and the content which you're viewing, as well as increasing the way the picture quality looks. Now, the iPhone has a 6.7-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display, so pretty similar with the size of the display at least. The peak brightness of the display is 1200 nits, and it is a resolution of 1284 into 2778 pixels, and it is a 60Hz display. But I must say that the iPhone's display is very color accurate, while the OnePlus 9 Pro's display is very vibrant. So you need to choose which display you would like. Most people would prefer a vibrant display compared to a color accurate one. And I've killed all the apps in the background for a short speed test. So I'm opening both the apps at the same time, and let's see which one opens up first. It's the iPhone. The iPhone always wins these tests, and it has opened the game first. Now once we get to the home page of the game, let me tell you what we are going to do in this test. We are going to compare the displays, we are going to compare the speakers, as well as how the content shows at the same time in the game so that we can see the differences in the colors. Let's also see how smooth the OnePlus 8 Pro's display is. And I will also show a little bit of gameplay to see the performance, finally leading up to the battery life. Now for me, the phone is very important and how it feels in the hand, because you're going to hold the phone for extended hours. The OnePlus 9 Pro has a matte textured back glass, which is a Gorilla Glass 5. It has a Gorilla Glass 5 on the front as well. Now once you hold the phone in the gaming position, it covers the bottom speaker, which is not a big deal, but it is something which I would want to give away right now. The OnePlus 9 Pro also comes with a gaming mode, and I have switched on the Pro gaming mode as well, so that we see peak performance. Also, that last year it was known as Fanatic mode on the OnePlus, and now it's just Pro gaming mode. Now the iPhone on the other hand feels also really good in the hand, but I must say that it is a fingerprint magnet, but it feels good. Now the one difference is that when you're holding the iPhone, even though the speaker gets covered, it is still good enough and you can hear it well, unlike what we saw on the OnePlus. One more thing between both these phones, the notch of the iPhone might come into consideration while looking at the entire screen of the phone, while the OnePlus has a corner hole punch display, which is not really a hindrance. Next, let's look at the colors and how the displays feel and what are the differences. I'm trying to keep a similar brightness level on both the phones, and I am not going scientifically and using a lux meter. So with both the brightnesses approximately the same, let's look at how the displays are. First, let's look at the iPhone, and as you can see, the iPhone is very detailed, but the colors look a little bit enhanced with respect to the OnePlus's display. Now both are OLEDs, so we will have true blacks, but both the displays will have a difference because of the way they are and how the manufacturer actually wants to show the display. Here I prefer the OnePlus 9 Pro's panel because in gaming you would want to see enhanced colors so that it looks good. Both displays are extremely sharp, so no complaints there. And now let's move on to the gameplay. I'm going to fast forward this and jump right into the gaming. So once these get into the game, we can start looking at the display again and seeing how the game works. As you can already see, the OnePlus 9 Pro feels a little different and a little purplish compared to the iPhone. And this would happen with the settings, while I will make sure that we are at the same settings once we have the game on. So here let's look at the audio and graphics. So as we can see, the iPhone 12 Pro Max is at very high graphics as well as the maximum frame rate possible. The OnePlus has got an added advantage here because it is a 120Hz display. Though the game does not support it, but I have made sure that both the phones are at the same frame rate as well as the same graphics and same visual appearance, which is realistic. The graphic settings on both the phones are exactly the same, and it should give us a good idea. Just going and checking the audio once, both the phones are at the same audio as well. And while we see the gameplay, let me throw the performance specs at you. With the OnePlus 9 Pro, we are looking at a Snapdragon 888 with a 12 or an 8 GB of RAM depending upon the storage you choose. And the iPhone 12 Pro Max is with the Apple A14 Bionic with a 6 GB of RAM and different storage options right up to 512 GB. I will keep quiet now so that you can see a little bit of gameplay. So I will be playing on both the phones.
Enemy contact. Be advised, hostile gun spotted.
Both the phones feel really good with the gameplay, very smooth. But while gaming, the speaker gets completely blocked with the OnePlus. So that's something which you have to look out for. Leaving that aside, there are no complaints from my side with respect to both these phones. These are excellent phones, and with the OnePlus, you can take advantage of the higher refresh rate when the games come out with it. So Pubg, which is another game very similar to what Call of Duty is, has the feature of going to 90 FPS while gaming, so which is a good thing. With respect to Call of Duty, it is still not introduced, so this is at 60 Hz on both the phones. While the gameplay, I had also muted the other phone. So the phone which I am playing on is the only source of audio, and this will give you a good comparison of how the phone feels in the hand and what is the volume like. So both the phones are at max volume, and I feel that the iPhone is a little more clearer than the OnePlus, but the OnePlus is not far behind. Also, that the OnePlus is a little louder compared to the iPhone. So we've seen the speakers, we've seen the performance of the game. There were no lags, no stutters, extremely smooth gameplay. One last thing which I again want to emphasize is the OnePlus's display. It feels a little purplish compared to the iPhone, and if I get it to the same position so you can see the same picture, exact same picture on both the phones, you will see that the OnePlus feels a little purplish compared to the iPhone. The overall picture quality is the same, but the iPhone has better real colors. Now let's move on to the battery life and let's see what is the damage which has been done while playing games. And this was almost an 8 to 10 minute gameplay. So as we can see that both the phones have not lost much of their battery life, and they have done really well. That shows us the robustness of the processor as well. Now if we look at the battery capacities, we are looking at a 4500 mAh battery for the OnePlus and a 3687 mAh battery for the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Now with respect to this, the OnePlus 9 Pro has a 65 watt fast charging, which gets the battery from 1 to 100% in 29 minutes. It has even got a fast wireless charging of 50 watt, and the iPhone has a 20 watt fast wireless charging with 50% in 30 minutes. It also supports fast wireless charging at 15 watt. So this gives us a good comparison of the batteries, and that the OnePlus charges super fast when it comes to the battery. Now this is the last part of the video and we've covered all the pointers including a short gameplay. OnePlus has some more features with respect to gaming, which basically has a couple of features in it like graphics optimization, haptic feedback while gaming, network management. It also enhances the processor, etc. And this is only a OnePlus thing. The iPhone does not have a game mode. Most of the Android phones have a game mode. And with that, this is the end of the video. We've covered everything from the displays to the performance to the speakers and the battery life. I would love to hear from you about your thoughts on both of these phones and which one would you prefer to game with. As usual, thanks for watching.